Hey, what's going on, everyone? So, 11 days ago, MAMAMAX decided he wanted to come back to YouTube and, dare I say, defend himself. Would you be shocked if I told you this video was abysmal? I'm gonna try and keep this one short because, to be brutally honest, I ain't feeling the greatest today, and I already did a 3.5 hour stream all the way back in... Wow, that was back in January. Funny, it just didn't seem that long ago. But to try, emphasis on the word try, to make a long story short, MAMAMAX presented himself as a predator hunting channel with a flair for the dramatic, and he would do these videos in this ARGS creepypasta style with this voice changer and shit. He would claim that he was actually getting results. Turns out he wasn't. All of this came to a head when he talked about a case involving an alleged werewolf cult. No, I'm not making this up. This is real. And this alleged cult was supposedly doing horrible things to minors. Allegedly. Take a shot every time I say allegedly in this video. But he made multiple videos talking about this, and the videos were just poorly constructed, like in the way they presented the information. And he had, like I said, the ARG editing, and he would open the video with these very creepy, weird messages that had nothing to do with the actual case. And it just made it very hard for anyone to take it remotely serious. And he got criticized for that and the lack of evidence he presented in the videos, and how he was also trying to weaponize and pressure other creators into covering the story, even going as far as making a video and putting Charlie in the thumbnail and titling the video in a way where everyone who saw it was thinking that he was accusing Charlie of doing something predatory. But it turns out the video was just him trying to get his audience to pressure Charlie into covering the story. But as he kept doing more stuff like this, more eyes ended up on MAMAMAX, and people started finding out that he was lying in his videos, presenting things as facts that were fake, and not disclosing that they were fake. People especially took issue with an alleged predator named Pablo Sonny that MAMAMAX had claimed on a podcast with Turkey Tom and Nicholas Diorio that his video had directly helped law enforcement to get the guy arrested, only to then later, during the Cameron situation with the werewolf cult, he admitted that Pablo was never arrested and that he doesn't even know where he is. So, to put it simply, dude was LARPing as a predator hunter and getting Patreon donos and super chats and all that to do it. There's a lot more to the story than what I'm mentioning here, as this is a mega brief recap and there's hour-long videos going through everything. But we're not here for that right now. Let's get into Max's video.
Guys, I just want to talk.
I know we're only 18 seconds in, but something about that intro just rubs me the wrong way. That would have been funny if you were getting heat for something mild, like, I don't know, you had an opinion on like a piece of media, people like he said,
the original trilogy of Star Wars is dog shit,
or something like that, and people were calling you out for that, and you were making a response to that, and it was something, you know, that's not serious, or at least not that serious. But you were called out for mishandling predator investigations and lying and claiming that you actually helped get some of these people arrested, and a whole lot of facts surrounding this stuff. There's a time and place where you could maybe make a joke like this or try to minimize the criticism you're getting, but this ain't it. Already off to a terrible start. We're not even a minute in.
Now, you've probably heard a lot of different things about me. Distinguishing between what's real and what's not is a challenge in the year 2024. And it's probably only going to get harder as time goes on. Mass psychosis is very real, and I'm sure you all can pretty much feel it at this point.
You know what? I gotta give Max credit. Don't think I've ever heard someone use mass psychosis as a reason as to why everyone is criticizing them for the things they've done. That's pretty original. Doesn't make it remotely true, of course, but gotta give them credit, that's a new one. The people who have made videos on you, especially the more popular ones, they're coming at you with facts and receipts, man. Like, this isn't just being fabricated out of thin air because, oh, people don't like you. And you are the last person to be talking about distinguishing what's real or what's not when you have gone on record saying that you fake things in your videos and you don't disclose when something is false or being dramatized. And the thing is, because I see this all the time with like documentaries, especially they're covering crime, so they do docudramas where they'll have reenactments of what like investigators think happened or what someone said happened in a testimony, and it's pretty obvious this isn't actual footage of what happened, that it's a reenactment. Someone will even just outright say it. And I get if you need to recreate something just as a visual aid in the video, you should disclose that. Like if you need to change like someone's name because you don't want to, you know, expose like an alleged victim's real name or whatever, you can do that and say for the sake of privacy, we're going to call this person blank or whatever. And I doubt most people would have a problem with that. But you took it a step way beyond that, and you even claimed that someone had died in one of your videos, and then later on when someone asked you about it, you said that no, they were actually alive. Because you've been pushing this false info, it creates doubt as to what is and isn't real, and because of that, in a courtroom, anything you said would likely get tossed out. Let's not forget that you falsely claimed another YouTuber named NightDocs was a predator with zero evidence.
Now, people have taken my silence as an admission of guilt. That is not the case. I was simply respecting the wishes of those I was advocating for. But I am not the monstrous villain that I've been caricaturized as. I don't care. I don't care who says I'm doing this for money or clout. I have lost that.
I don't know if anyone took your silence as an admission of guilt. They took your own statements and actions where you admitted to lying about things as an admission of guilt. If you had something to disprove the claims that people are making against you, why didn't you present it earlier? Spoiler alert, he doesn't present a shred of evidence or proof to disprove anything that people have been criticizing him for. And he tries to act like he's taking the high road with that whole unrespecting the victim's wishes bullshit, when I'd imagine the alleged victims would want the guy who is bringing their accusations forward and into the public spotlight to clear his name so the internet at large doesn't outright dismiss them and can try to help them get justice. I don't know, maybe I'm weird. I've never been a victim of this kind of stuff, thankfully. So I'm not going to pretend like I know how these people would react to that, but I imagine you'd want the guy bringing the accusations to the internet to vindicate himself and prove that he is telling the truth. Also, the Pixar of the guy getting crucified with the YouTube logo on it just further exemplifies how much of a narcissist this guy is. Dude totally doesn't have a savior complex. And he says he doesn't care who says he's doing it for money and clout. General rule of thumb, if you have to bring up how much you don't care about something, there's a high chance that you probably care. And all cards on the table here, Max is 100% doing this for fame and glory and Patreon donations. Why do you think he tries to pressure other larger channels like Moist Critical, Some Ordinary Gamers, and others to talk about these issues and, quote, raise awareness? Because he knows that they're likely going to mention him and his channel, and that will cause fans of those people to go to him, watch his content, which means he's either going to get money from just ads from them watching, or if they got YouTube Premium, or if they decide to watch one of his streams, they might super chat him, or if they really buy into what he's doing and really think that he's making a difference, they could decide to donate to him via Patreon. And he's not the only Predator channel like this. It's probably more common than you think. I'm not saying that every single person who does a Predator channel starts out wanting, like, you know, the clout and the fame and the ad revenue and the views when they do this stuff. I do think a lot of them start off with genuine good intentions, but as the views come in, the ad revenue comes in, the donations and the praise, they get that nice dopamine hit and their motivations can change. I just think that's partially human nature. And I'm sure there are some genuine predator hunting channels that are doing everything by the book. You know, they're getting the cops involved. You know, they're more concerned about getting these people locked up and all that. Like, I'm not going to say every single one of them is this, but I just feel like most of them are. I don't have any statistics to back that up. That's just my opinion. And I'll take that with a grain of salt. But let's move on.
To refocus our conversations on future generations that are facing multiple global threats that we are all perpetuating. And there's so much work we have to do to help them. Crimes against children remains one of the most devastating sources of injustice and suffering for humanity. That is a fact. So yes, absolutely call the police when you have been harmed or your children have been harmed. However, that is just the first step in a very long and difficult process that most victims give up on, and most children go without seeing justice. However, we can rebuild the infrastructural issues with law enforcement and legal processes to ensure more kids are getting restorative justice that they deserve. And hopefully one day we can prevent crimes from happening to children at all.
So this is probably the only thing that I can say I agree with him on. Unfortunately, children are victimized and preyed upon. The internet has likely made that even easier for predators to exploit them. And the sad reality is, and I'm not trying to be black-pilled or doom-pilled or whatever the fuck, but I doubt that there will ever be a time where children are not preyed upon like this. There's always going to be bad people, there's always going to be crime. Of course, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do everything possible to prevent it, or at the very least, bring those to justice who do this shit so they can't harm anyone else. But if you wanted to make videos bringing up like serious issues like that and presenting it in a serious manner, and maybe talk about what you could do to help, like, I don't know, I'm just spitballing here, donating to a reputable organization that works with law enforcement to catch these people, or draw people's attention to some bill that would give law enforcement more ways to investigate or prosecute these people. If he did stuff like that, he wouldn't be getting the criticism he does now. But let's be real, there's not that much clout in that, at least not to the degree as if you were the guy getting predators arrested. So that's why he doesn't do that. And the thing is, Max does have a point here. The problem is he and 99.9% of people on this platform are not qualified to handle that. And for the record, I'm including myself in that statement. You do not want a socially inept dork like me trying to handle serious criminal cases like that. You just don't. But I love how he's telling us this and telling us to refocus on these issues as if people can't focus on the heinous shit he's done and that simultaneously. And if he didn't botch everything the way he did, we would be focusing on that instead of him.
That is my mission. Okay? Because justice is not freely given.
Sorry to pause again real quick, especially after I just said all that stuff, but dude is still on that high horse. He's still doing that holier than thou garbage.
That is my mission.
Bruh, you ain't qualified to handle this. You've demonstrated that. End of story. For a video titled Speaking Up, he's saying a whole lot of nothing, ain't he?
Because a lot of kids can't fight. They don't even know where to begin. They probably don't even know that a crime is being committed against them, most times. Cyber crimes against children continues to rise at an unprecedented scale. And the psychological exploitation of technology will destroy us if we do not correct these patterns. That is my belief. Those who have a voice must speak for those who are voiceless.
I disagree with that. Just because you have a voice and can speak up about an issue doesn't always mean that you should. Because if I try to speak for someone who can't speak for themselves and I don't have the proper information or the proper background to present that in a way that actually does some good, then I could potentially be making the situation worse. I mean, people spread misinformation all the time, either for personal gain or accidentally, because someone they trusted said it and it sounded correct to them and they didn't check it. And if you want to help stop people from being abused, like I said, you could be making videos highlighting organizations that need support, that work with law enforcement, or you could try and contact your local congressmen or senators or whatever and voice your concerns in ways that you think they can better combat this. Stuff like that. But no, he's going to continue his moral posturing and act like he's the beacon of light in this dark world that can defend these children, that he is their savior. Praise be unto him. And you can't criticize him because he's fighting to protect children from PDFs. How dare you criticize him? He's doing something good. What are you doing? That's the vibe I get from this video. Do you think it's a coincidence he has Malala, Martin Luther King, and two other important inspirational people, I can't tell exactly who they are, behind him on his wall right there as he films this? It would not shock me that he thinks of himself that highly that he is even remotely on the same level as them. And he is so narcissistic that he thinks he can just dismiss the criticism he's getting as mass psychosis. So basically what he's saying is we are all insane, and that he's right, and that we're all just crazy people criticizing him, and that we have no leg to stand on, and no basis in reality. He's trying his hardest to portray himself as a hero, which makes you look more like a villain, honestly. Dude, you blew it. Pack it up. Mission failed. As I said earlier, you've demonstrated a lack of integrity as you falsely accuse people like Night Docs and that other guy who made a video on you, Magnetar, of being creeps and sex pests with no evidence. So you have negative credibility right now. And I could go on and on, especially about that Reddit thread that alleges Spencer, the supposed victim that Max was working with, was making all of this up, and that the so-called werewolf cult was a role-playing thing that may have gotten a little bit out of hand, and that Spencer may or may not have a track record of lying about being abused and accusing people of doing that to her when they're not, and that she's just lazy. Again, it's Reddit, so take that with a grain of salt. Oh, and while I'm on this subject of other things I could cover with Max, let's not forget that his Mega account was nuked from what I heard he had some illegal material on there. I could go on about stuff like that, but I ain't feeling the greatest right now for whatever reason. I think it's something I ate. But yeah, that's basically it. MAMAMAX is back, and I'm sure whatever he does, it will backfire. Mans has burned every bridge he had on this platform, so I don't know what he thinks is gonna happen, especially with his credibility being what it is. But let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in a future video.